EX 180. Okay. So this is the link, you will get it. And here you will find the entire detail about the examination. For example, the exam is in totality, and some of the description about the examination. Second thing, examination based on open shift 4.5 version. Okay, and plus some of the content and what kind of things they're going to ask you about, which topics they normally touch in the examination. So this is the page you can find further detail about the examination. One interesting thing about this EX 180 examination is it is a part of your RSC architecture. And you guys might know, if you want to pass RSC, 5 different module you have to pass on. The good thing is one of the module name is EX 180. So after you become certified in EX 180, one of the module you will be passed. So maybe in the future, if you go for some other 4 module, then you become have an entire title of RSCA. But every module has their own title. So after you pass the examination, then you'll be known as certified container and Kubernetes specialist from the Red Hat. So everybody has their own title. Everybody has their own certificate in totality. Okay. Now main thing. By step approved and extra things you should know about the examination I will cover in this boot camp. Okay. So just keep listening to me. Okay. By the end of the boot camp, if you feel some of the questions that you have left in your mind has been untouched by me, then you can ask you guys, if you can ask me those things in the Q&A. Okay, but everything I will cover in this boot camp. One thing I just want to tell you before I start the exam boot camp. Lot of information, guys, over here in the boot camp may be very small, but there might be possibility. Okay, if you miss some of the information from me while listening right now here, that might lead you to fail in the examination. Okay, so every bit of the information that I'm going to share with you may be very small, but by skipping those information, or or maybe by not doing those things in the examination, might lead you to fail in the examination. So I will very slowly I will explain you every bit about the examination. Okay, and if you guys go through and understand every bit of the information that I'm going to share with you, okay, I can give you the guarantee that everybody will pass in the examination in the first attempt. If you understand every bit of the information, what I'm going to explain you over here. I also give the guarantee that almost everyone will pass the examination with 100% score in the first attempt. And even though I feel this should be our target, frankly saying, guys, passing this examination in one go is a little bit challenging. If you talk about the market, normally take 1 attempt, 2 attempt, maybe sometime to pass this examination. But here I'm giving you a guarantee or the challenge that in the first attempt you will pass with almost around 100% score in this examination. And I think that should be our target, because finally if you pass in first attempt or second attempt, in both the cases you will get the certificate. But if you pass in the first attempt, it will give you extra confidence that this global level of examination we have passed in 1 attempt with the 100% score. It will boost you for the future journey in your life. Okay, so I believe this would be a target of us, but 300 marks of the examination, they are in totality. And out of them, 210 means 70% you should require to pass. So this is the minimum criteria to pass the examination, but this is not our target. Our target is very clear. It would be 100%. And when guys I complete this boot camp, you come to know the level of content we have covered in DU 180. So if you talk about the level of the examination, so the level of content we have covered, if you just cover 20%, if you're understanding 20% of the total content I cover in my training, that will be more than enough in pass the exam. So we have done already a lot of things extra in Podman, extra in OpenShift, but just 20% information is enough to know to pass the examination. But don't worry, every bit strategy, what kind of question they ask, what is the approach, what is the strategy, how we'll solve, plus again revise the concept, whatever come in the examination, I will do in this bootcamp. So there's no prerequisite as such to attend this bootcamp. Obviously, you should know Podman, Dockerfile, and OpenShift as a base level, but sorry, everything I will explain you guys from very zero again. Okay, but only thing is this exam bootcamp right now, this live class won't be provided you for further practice. Okay, and we will won't provide you any recording class to you. I think this is a very clear message from our side. Recording classes won't be provided in any of the cases. So I suggest if you can take a notebook and just try to writing all the information that I'm going to share with you. Anything as a command or anything as a code, I will share those things in your Google Drive. There's a different point, but as a strategy perspective, reference perspective, information perspective, what I feel that if you want to write something, I highly suggest keep on writing. Recording we want to provide to you. Okay, so that's the one thing to notice. So let's start, guys. Things from very zero. Okay. So right now I'm not emphasizing in how to register for the exams and date and all the things coupon. So there's a very management part. Maybe my other team will help you in your respective group for those things, how to book the exam date and coupon apply, all the things. I don't want to invest my time over there. Just directly come to the exam date. So for let's say let's say you book the exam for today. Today is 12th May, and let's say you book the exam of at 10:15 as the Indian Standard Time PM. So I highly suggest okay, just before the examination, okay, half an hour before the examination, okay, 30 minutes before examination, you go and log in your portal. So after you book the examination, they will send you mail from the Red Hat where they describe which URL to log in and XYZ. Okay, they will tell you all the detail, but my other management team will help you if you have any confusion on those part. So there's a different point, but just before the 30 minutes, I suggest go and log in there, because after you log in, they have their own. There will be live proctor. So it's a live examination. There's a real physical human being as a proctor would be there. They will check all the detail. There's some agreement. They will show you some pages. You have to sign it, take it, apply it, something like this. They have to do. A proctor will help you to check your area where you are giving the examination. So all these guidelines, guys, they will give you initially in your mail. So you have to follow those guidelines. Okay. So proctor will explain everything in your chat messages. You have to follow what proctor is talking about. Okay. Anything according to rule and guideline, if you don't follow, they might bar you from the examination, or they might cancel you from the examination upon the policy of the Red Hat. So they will be very clear in the examination about their policies. So take 10-15 minutes in totality to go for those process. So 30 minutes or maybe 15 minutes before, just log in and just do the remaining process. And whenever they start the examination, this time is not fixed. Okay, if your policy done and the process done maybe a little bit prior, a little bit longer, they will start the examination. As soon as they start the examination, from there you will have in totality 2 hours in total to pass or to process or to attempt this examination. This exam is pure practical. So anybody have done any examination of Red Hat, maybe Ansible 294 RSCSA. So exam exactly in the same process. This exam is pure practical. So in your browser, not in your browser, they have some way. So in your own personal desktop or in your laptop, okay, as the proctor enable the examination automatically in your laptop or in your in your desktop, wherever you're attempting the examination, no, most probably in your laptop, okay, automatically one graphical scheme come up, okay, and this graphical scheme would be your base Red Hat version 8 system. So it will be something like this. So let me open my VirtualBox. So in my case, my base system is Windows. Okay, but in the examination, your base operating system won't be Windows. Okay, your base OS would be Red Hat version 8 that is installed by these guys. You don't have to worry about. So as soon as they start the examination, okay, you will see this screen finally. Not this screen, you will see this screen finally. It's one single base system. There's a Red Hat version 8. That's all. And now from here, your time start 2 hours in totality, and you have to attempt for the examination. Okay, so maybe they are not so much clear where you find the question paper, how you attempt the examination. So technically, they feel you have a basic idea of Red Hat Linux, and normally in the Red Hat Linux, you will find everything in the activities. So if you click on the activities, you can find one icon there. That icon, they tag the name called exam view. Okay, exam view. So there's an icon they give you, and so if you click in this icon, automatically your browser open. Okay, in the browser, they will open your examination paper. Okay, but in the exam paper, you can see lots of things there of maybe of 2 or 3 or 4 pages of multiple different instructions. So a lot of instructions they give you. Okay, but I suggest don't go through any of the instructions, because whatever is written in the instruction I will discuss in my in my this boot camp, that you already know about the instructions. So finally it will save your time in the examination. Okay, so I suggest right now, don't go and read the instruction. Otherwise it will invest your maybe 20 minutes in totality, and and instruction is sometimes they write in such a way that look like so complex, and it will give you a fear that exam is very complex, the way and write the instruction and the language. So I don't want you to lose your confidence in the examination, because according to me, exam is so simple. But by reading at the instruction, it will give you that demotivate you. So if you want to write this thing in your notebook right now, don't read instruction, don't waste your time there. Even though there's a lot of information is in the instruction, is very crucial, we need in the further questions. So whenever I need, I will come back and ask you to read that part of the instruction, and only that part to read. Otherwise, don't read anything. Okay, so this is one point from my side. It is not suggestion I'm doing, I'm just going through step by step process. So if you want to pass in this examination in the first attempt with full confidence, with 100% score, just follow this instruction, right, and it will help you a lot. Okay, so don't read the instruction. So if you go down and down after 2 or 3 pages, so they're very clear. These are the set of questions that you have to attempt. If I don't remember, because it's been long, I've been given this examination, but I believe around 7 questions they ask you in the examination. Okay, out of 7 questions, right, 4 questions would be purely on Podman, that is equals to Docker, that you guys know. And 3 questions only, they are based on OC, means OpenShift. Okay, Why I write OC, because OpenShift cluster, they give you pre-created. You don't have to worry anything about OpenShift cluster. You don't have to configure. Okay, you don't have to go to their web UI. Only you have to use OC command to do something there. What something I will explain you in my questions. Okay, so around 4 questions about Podman, 3 questions is around open shift they ask you in the exam. So around maybe 6 or 8, but I believe around 7 questions they come in the exams. But the way I explained the entire bootcamp, so exam 6 questions come or 8 questions come, doesn't matter, because content I will cover everything in my bootcamp. So just read the questions there, you will come to know what would be the final solution that I'm going to discuss over here. Okay. So just go and down, and they give you those questions. So they write some title and say you have to create your own image with a Docker file with Podman. So there's a link they give you. You just click on the link. When you click on the link, next page open, and in the next page they give you the entire detailed description of the question. What you have to do it practically. Okay. So let me start from the question number 1. Okay. So let me start from the question number 1. Okay. And according to me, the biggest question in the paper, or the most complex question in the paper, is the first one. Even though they are so simple, they are based on Docker file, or I think in some of my training in Podman class, I have already discussed this kind of scenario with you. Okay. But according to me, first one is the most bigger one and the complex one. If you compare with relative to other questions in the examination. Okay. This is one thing. Okay, so let me go through one by one. Before I go for the and explain you what they ask you in the question 1, let me give you some more scenario. What is written in the in the instructions, and what scenario they ask you to follow. So in the instructions, they are very clear. They say we have provided you this base operating system, and I think they use this base operating system with a name called workspace, or maybe workstation. They give this name to your base operating system, and they are very clear. They say you have to attempt all the question in your base system one. It means you have to just go in the top. Okay, and open your terminal either from here, or you can type here. If you don't see the icon terminal, open a terminal here. So you have to solve everything in the terminal that is open. That's your base system terminal. So there's no virtual machines there. Everything you have to attempt here only. Okay, this is one thing. In the examination, they won't give you root login and password. Okay, they give you some other user, and by default they log in to that user only. So according to exam, we don't need any of the root user power. So we don't have to worry about which user they give you login or pre-login in the examination. So whatever username they guys give you in the examination, don't worry anything about this. It may be root user, it may be desktop user, it may be admin user or Vimal user. It not at all impact anything in the examination. Okay, so don't try to find any root password. We don't need it, or they won't give you in the examination also. So don't try to panic for those points that I need to log in root. We don't require. So whatever power we need in that user, they give you already. You don't have to worry about. So example, they ask you that we have given you your base system with the Vimal user created, and you log in with Vimal user. Okay, so whatever power Vimal user need to create a Docker image, to run a Docker image with Podman or OC, they give all the power to you. Okay, pre-set up by somehow, so you don't have to worry anything. So don't try to invest your time to try to find the root password and try to log in with the root. Wherever you landed, start working there. Okay, this is one thing keep in mind. Second thing to keep in mind, because guys, this examination is live. Is live. Okay, so what I found right now, if you see, my terminal is moving very faster here and there. Okay, but in the examination, you'll see when you when you move your terminal from here to here, you can see in the very slow motion they are moving. So it will create a lot of sometimes panic type of situation in the examination. Why do you have to sometimes move Tamil here, somewhere here? Why? Because in the examination, whenever you click on any of the question is very big in size. Some of the question is 1 page or 2 page. So a lot of things they write in the questions. Most of the part is very is not at all needed, but they create a lot of scenarios. So I'll try to explain you what is the best way to read this question very faster and come to the final conclusion in a minute. But in the question, guys, there's some things they write, and there's bigger things, bigger command they write that I have to copy paste. Copy paste. So rather than I type, I want you just go and copy paste. And now challenge here is if you want to copy paste. So let's say this is your browser. This is your browser, and by chance in the Reddit version 8, okay, well, 8, this is the browser come up, and if you want to open the terminal, this terminal come up, and in the example right now is copy pasting is so simple. I highlight this, Control C, copy. I go here, I paste by this, or the shortcut for Control Shift Control V. I can paste. So now it's so smooth, nothing very complex here, but same screen in the examination, they won't be very smooth. Because if I try to change with Alt Tab, in some of the time in examination, Alt Tab don't work. Alt Tab, see, it's working very smoothly. It won't work. So if I might Tamil go in back, if I do take my Tamil again in the front, if you try to run Alt Tab, it might not work. So only option is to go to activity, then again go and click, come and take this icon. Okay, so and then again to go and copy some command and some path here. So just go and highlight again. So it's a lot of multiple time in one question, maybe mostly 20 times to go back here and there to type and copy paste. Okay, even the question is very big. Sometimes sometimes I know I'm talking very non technical, but guys, believe me, this is the only thing in the examination that make you feel. The one of the main thing I can say. Okay, it consumes so much time. It consumes so much time. But if you don't properly plan initially, the best way to fix your screen, it finally you will say, I don't have enough time. I know everything, but I don't get the time properly to pass in 2 hours. So that's why I'm focusing in this point very much. And you will see in the examination when you attempting the examination, you will see this is the best tip I have provided to you. So most of the time, guys, you have to do copy paste here and there. And sometimes the lot of contents go in the left side. You do just go down, go down, and there's maybe some in drag option here. Left and right. You to move. So technically, what I'm talking about, if you see your question is bigger in size and something going very left in the screen. So first of all, for this question, guys, just try to decrease your font so everything come in your front. Maybe font may be very small, but everything is come in the front, so copy pasting won't be a big deal. There's one thing I wanted to tell you. Second thing is, okay, try to manage your screen in this way. Okay, so this part, you take this part here and this terminal open, and this window take in this way over here. So both the side is open, even though now I can do very easily read and answer my questions over here. But even though there's some time the question is bigger, so my answer questions go in the very left right direction inside the screen browser. So to do some kind of left and right by your mouse, or just decrease this font as much as you can. Not this one, decrease this font. Okay, so at least whatever you are looking for, you can easily copy paste and again increase the font. So you guys know shortcut. There's a control shift minus or control minus to decrease, control plus to increase. So very small shortcut you might guys know. Okay, so So guys, in the initial, do in this way, then start attempting the questions paper. Okay, do in this way, otherwise you will feel will do in the future. But no guys, every question you do 10 times, you go here and there, because question is so big. But lot of things they give you as a path and the commands you to copy here and there. I will explain in a minute. So it will save your time like anything. Like anything means, if you don't do in this planning, the way I'm trying to explain you, 60% of your time will go here. Not 1%, 60%, 60% time will unwanted wasted here. And it will give you so much, so much panicky, annoying. So it won't feel like that to attempt the exam further. So just try to do this part before you start anything. Okay, this is one thing I want to tell you here is. Second thing is very important to notice in the exam instructions also, plus in all the questions, whatever you attempt, they are very clear. They say in your examination, in some of the folder, let's say in home, or let's say Vimal, let's say here, they say we have created one workspace for you. This folder they created already, you don't have to create. In this folder, they created multiple folder. So per question, guys, they create one folder for you. So let's say first question is about Podman, and first question is about creating JBoss app server, for example. So here they create one separate folder, and let's say the folder name is app workspace. Some folder name they created. So guys, if you go in this folder, how you come to know this folder name? In every questions they give this. Instruction also they give this, but in every questions they give this, that this is the folder. You have to go in this folder. In this folder, you find a folder name called web app. Web app, this one. And in this folder, whatever the first question, second question, third question attempting, you have to write your solution in this folder only. So it means you are attempting the first question here, and by chance you put your answer in, let's say, in this folder. You put your answer here. Let's say somebody asks you to create Docker file. You create the Docker file here. You tested, everything worked fine. Okay. But when the final result come up for this question, guys, you will get a 0 marks. Why? Because in the examination, human being doesn't check the answer. There's a script that checks the answer for you. And the script only check the answer only in the folder that is given by them. Okay, so always write your solution, okay, per question in their per folder basis. So per question, guys, normally they give you a folder. In the question, they are very clear. Go to this first question, go to this folder. And in this folder, guys, whatever they ask you, I will explain it per question wise. You have to put your answer there only. This first thing. Second thing is, don't change your folder name. Don't remove this folder. So I can say this particular folder, wherever they give you, this folder, in my case, is workspace. And where they give you in the question where they are very clear, is very critical for us. Okay. So by chance, due to some reason, this folder corrupted or removed or some file deleted, okay, you might lose some marks, you might fail, because this folder is your 100% marks in the examination. So what I'm suggesting here, okay, this possibility, because after the strategy that I'm going to explain you, so you can complete your entire paper. You can complete the entire paper in 1 hour. So you guys won't need 2 hours. Just in 1 hour, your entire paper will be completed with one attempt, with one-time cross-checking. Again, according to my strategy, I will ask you to check every question 2 times as a cross-check. Okay, so this is very common thing happen in the examination. If you complete your paper in 1 hour, and the second time, if you do cross-checking, and sometime while doing cross-checking our answers, so maybe you open the file, some unwanted character type, you save, and again you run to test. So you will find sometime initially my question was working fine. Now second time trying is not working properly. So it's very common issues I have seen a lot of time in my in my case and tons of time in the student cases also. So I suggest after attempt first question, first question, run it, test it, and if find is working good, create a backup copy of this folder, of this entire folder. Okay, how and where? Pretty simple. So I'm here, this folder here. Just you can use copy command, not use move command. Move will cut paste. We don't have to cut this folder. Very critical. Move this folder. R is recursively. Okay, recursively with forcefully. This folder maybe in a folder called temp and give some name backup one. Enter. Again, do attempt second questions. Test everything working good. Again, backup to third question. Everything good, working great. It is like a versioning we are doing. Okay, so due to any reason this folder deleted, you attempt first question was working fine. Next time some issues come up, it was not working. So we know this backup last we have created. Again, we can from this backup again we can copy paste my data here with copy, or we can delete this folder, create one more. From here we can copy this folder with the same name. Don't change the name. If W is small, it will be small. W is capital. The Linux folder name is case sensitive. Do it. Guys, can you hold for a second? Okay. So do this. I know I'm talking very much non-technical thing here, but believe me, these are the core things. 60-70% in almost in the exam in this live practical examination, these things will save us. So we thought we'll get 100% marks, but with small mistakes, you will get 0 marks in the examination. But my plan, why I'm talking about very small bit to take care in the examination, because my plan is to you guys to pass this exam in one attempt with 100% score. So that is the reason I'm talking about this small point. Okay, so that is enough right now. Let's move to question number 1, what they ask you. Okay, so when you click on the first page, when the paper open, they give you a link. When you click on the link, next page open, they give you entire question with entire scenario, and they're very clear. They say you have to attempt the first question here, and you have to put the solution in the sorry, in this folder, and here in this folder. So they give the entire path like this. So you have to put your answer in this particular folder. Okay, so they are very clear. You have to put here only, and this folder they give you pre-created. You don't have to create. Just go there and do it. Okay, so let's start from the question number 1. So guys, question number 1, they are asking to create your own custom image. And how to create custom image? Obviously with the help of Docker file. Docker file. Okay, so you can use a Docker file to create this custom image. Okay, interesting thing is, very interesting thing is, this Docker file they give you pre-created. Where? In this folder. So if you do ls there, they give you Docker file pre-created. And all the keyword that you use in the Docker file, they give you pre-created. You have to just do and fill in the blanks kind of thing. Okay, what I mean by this? Okay, so let me do one thing, because I have to do a lot of copy paste here. So in my case, by chance I know my OS IP, so I just minimize this screen, because in my virtual box I use putty here to connect its OS, so I can do copy paste very easily. Okay, again I'll move to the same folder, my workspace. Okay, here guys, they give you pre-created Docker file with the right spelling, with everything right. You don't have to worry about. And here they give you all the pre-created field like from, like run, like CMD, all the keyword they give you. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to do fill in the blanks. That's all. So in the question paper they write, okay, they write in the question paper somewhere that your base image would be, let's say CentOS. Whatever. So they write in the question paper that a base image would be CentOS. They give in the paper. So what to do? You have to copy this name and paste here. My base image would be CentOS. So I'm going to create a new image, and my new image will be created from this image. That's all. That's kind of thing you have to do. Okay, so I collected all the information, what kind of scenario they ask in the exam. So technically, in the first question, guys, they ask you to configure app server. Okay, what is app server? So anybody who knows Java, so using Java, if you know how to create a website, so that's called web app. And guys, if you want to create a web app in Java, normally file name is war file, web archive. And if you want to run the web archive, you need a server that's called app server. Like in PHP, you need a web server. In the Java world, you need app server. And there are a lot of app server in the market. So there's one app server called JBoss. It's one of the app server. But if you want to configure app server, you configure the app server, you need first this software to be installed. So JBoss is a software name that you have to first install. Second thing is, because this is app server and this service you have to start, so they come with their own command. So if you run the command, the server will start. Okay, server will start. And this is one thing that just giving the information, guys, because this first concept they are talking about to configure the JBoss app server. And the way they give the question to you, if you have no idea of JBoss also, you can configure, because they give you a step by step, do this, do this, do this, do this. Because technically in the examination, they're not checking your knowledge of JBoss. They're checking, do you know how to create Docker file? But why I'm explaining you extra as a JBoss, so that you guys will be very much comfortable while attempting this particular question. So technically they ask you in the examination to create your own image. And whenever you create an image, and from the image, when you launch a container, automatically your app server will start. Or automatically your JBoss app server will start. So that would be the thing they ask you in the examination. So for this, you should know something about JBoss. If you know, that will extra advantage, but technically we don't need as such, but let me explain you. So first step in the JBoss is you have to install the software. And this software, guys, they give you in the examination in some kind of archive format, tar.gz format. So somewhere, guys, they put this file, and this is a file you have to use to install. Okay, this is the first step. Second thing is every server has their own command to run. So there's one command in JBoss, and if you run this command, the JBoss server will start. Okay, but what is a command? It's a big command. You don't have to memorize this command. In the question paper, they give that big command to you. You to just use copy paste to run it and to create it. Okay, and some more things you have to do here. Okay, but JBoss server, guys, need some base operating system with some Java installed. So this base operating system with Java installed, they give you a base image, and that image name you have to put here. Okay, and so that is it, guys. We have to use some image. That image give me a base Linux OS plus Java installed. So if you understand this concept, what I'm talking about, or you don't understand, we don't require to know anything. Technically, they are very clear in the examination. They say there's one image name we have given you. You to use that image name as a base image. And the image name they give you in the examination is something like this. I just collected this information from the internet. Okay, name would be different in the examination, but whatever name they give you, copy the name and paste the name. Okay, and how to copy it, I explained you already. So your browser there, copy there and paste here. So they are very clear. This is the base image you have to use. to create your own image. Okay, so this part of the question is done. Okay, now they ask you after this, they ask you, we have provided JBoss software. Okay, where in your base operating system, where, so let me go out. So they say you in your home directory. And if you want to reach to home directory, you can put cd command, automatically you reach to home directory. And if you do in ls in your home directory, you will find here, there's a lot of files here, but in there you find some files, and you find one file name with just something jboss-server, some version .tar.gj or something. So that file, you'll see it is there in the examination. Okay, in the example, by chance, the username is not root. So technically, when you do cd, you might land it to this kind of folder. Okay, so if you do ls, you will find the file here. Okay, so to create the same kind of exam scenario, okay, let me download this file somewhere from the internet. Okay, so this part you don't have to do in the examination. Okay, so I'm doing this part in my local laptop to create a same scenario. But if you want to practice, obviously for examination, you have to also do the same thing in your laptop for practicing. For practicing, guys, I'm using my base Red Hat system 8, or you can use your Red Hat Labs also to do the same practice. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, this part you don't have to do in the examination. Okay, but obviously for practice, you have to do the same thing. Okay, so I'm using wget command to download. Obviously, guys, in the examination, there will be no internet connectivity. That is, they give you this software pre-downloaded, where in your home directory. So Vimal, let's say my username. So this is normally home directory Vimal, but you don't have to worry about. As soon as you run cd command, you will be landed to your home directory, or they might be giving the examination that this is a folder where we keep this file. Go there, you find this file. Okay, so I'm doing one more small thing here. There are a lot of things I am going to do here. Okay, so I'm creating one document for you, and I share this document to you. Okay, so for your practice in your laptop, download this so you can practice. But in the examination, when you run pwd, okay, sorry, ls, right, you will find this file. But this file you have in your base system, but this file this file you have to install in your custom image. So how we can do for this now, guys, this very small understanding you should know. I am in this folder and I'm in this folder, sorry, I'm in this folder. Okay, here I have the Docker file. And guys, when you create your own image, okay, and if any file or software you want to copy in your image, then we have a command called copy. Okay, and what I'm doing, okay, I know I'm here, but but in my home directory, this is my home directory. In my home directory, I have one file that I can see with cd command. So by chance, in my case, it's this one actually. This file. Okay, so this file I have to copy. So technically, what I'm talking about, just very small thing to notice. It means this file is 2 folder up. 2 folder up. So what can you do in the Docker file? Okay, you guys know one concept already. If you run cd double dot, you go to parent folder. Again, run cd double dot, you go to parent folder. Okay, and if you run wildfly, one more double dot. Where I ended to this folder, 1 minute. Again, you do double cd dot. Okay, and if you run wild, 1 minute, what is happening? Where I landed. Okay, because there's cd command here. So, so technically, according to my current folder, where my Docker file I have to keep here only, I can't change. According to my current folder, the path of my file, where the file located, is this one. 2 folder up, okay, maybe 3 folder, but I think in the example 2 folder up, this file is located. So this is the path we have. Why I have to know this path? Because this file, in this path, I have to copy from a local computer to my custom image. So I'll go to my Docker file and say 2 folder up, this is the path I have. Okay, and this file I have to copy in my current location of my OS. Okay, so this base is my OS, and the current location is this one. Okay, so just copy there. So what this will do, let me explain you. It's just a copy paste thing I am doing here. But why I'm copying this software there? Because this software I have to install in the new OS. For this I have to copy. So let me run till here. Let me run till here. So again, there is no Docker command in the examination. You have to use podman command. Let me build just for testing here to explain you what is going on. Let's say this is Z1 OS with V1 version and dot. So in the examination, guys, this image they will download from some source, because they give you. Guys, can you hold for a second, please? So, guys, in the examination, they give you a private registry already created, private registry already configured, and this image is there. So you don't have to worry about where is the private registry, how they configure, where they put. You don't have to worry about. So you just use this. They will automatically download this image for you and create new image, whatever you want to create. Because there's no error come up, it means they know this path and they copy for us. How can I check very quickly right now here? I can just go and launch this OS with Z1 and V1. I just given some random name here. Okay, just to check my container launch, I will be inside my container. And if you go and check ls, you can see this file copied. Okay, and one more small thing, by chance you are in this one. Okay, so it has been copied. And in the examination, they are very clear. They say the image that you are using as a base image, sorry, the base image you're using, the working directory is this one. Okay, but doesn't matter whatever the working directory means where you landed by chance as a login, where you landed is called work directory. So they put in the examination this is a working directory, so you don't have to change anything, but they tell you this part. Even though, guys, in this Docker file, somewhere in the comment line, somewhere here on the top in comment line, and they write here work directory is opt jbos, something like this. Okay, they tell you. It means they're trying to tell you this is the location, by default location where you landed. So don't uncomment, don't do any changes. Don't confuse with this line because technically this line confused in the examination. So in this Docker file, they give you pre-created. They write this line in your comment. Don't do anything. This is the by default nature. Okay. Only thing they give you from keyword, copy keyword, you have to fill this blank. Just type this, type this. So you should know basics concept of Linux, path, where to put what. Those things you should know. Okay. So till here, this part is done. Now, second thing, next thing, they ask you the software you have copied. Software you have copied. Obviously, guys, after software copy, you have to install it. And we know by chance this is a tar file. And if you want to, sorry, if you want to install the tar file, you have to just extract this. And anybody, you guys know how to extract. There's a command called tar-zxpm. So you have to run after you copy, you have to run it. How to run? So for this, you have to run the command. Which command? tar hyphen xzvf. Okay, name of this file. Okay, that's all. So this will guys automatically extract this where in the current folder. So technically in the current folder we copy. So you don't have to tell the path where this file located. Automatically they extract you in the same folder. But there's a command you are running. So for running the command, there's a run command. Even the run command they give you in the examination, it will just fill this command. So technically, because you copied in your home directory, the working directory, and same working directory this file is located because same name we have copied. Don't change the name. Okay, they will extract for you. So you want to check it. Just try to run this, build this program again one more time to very quickly check is working or not. Even the same approach you can use also in the examination. Run one thing, test, run one thing, test, run one thing, test. Okay, I recommend this to do it because if you put everything together, if something is not working, it will create the impact. Okay. So do one thing. By chance, anybody who know add command. So there's two command. One is copy command and one is add command. So in my guys Podman class, I have explained the difference. Both guys copy the software in your custom image. Add command guys do two things. After the copy, they unarchive or extract this file. Okay. So but here I'm not using add command. I'm copying separately or extracting separately by two different commands. Why? Even though I can use add also, but according to my research, by chance in this DO1 AT examination, I can see it is small bug. Okay, by chance in the examination, add command doesn't work the way it should work. Okay, so don't use add command in the examination. Copy it separate and extract it separate. In your laptop, you try to work, it works, but in the examination, it won't work. Okay, so that's the reason I write these two separately. Okay, otherwise, if it's not work, you will stuck because two question guys is depend upon this topic. So the first question we are solving right now, but second question also depend upon this topic one. Okay, and if you miss this question, so around 25% marks you lose in the examination if you don't properly attempt this question. But if you lose 25% marks, 75% marks also there left to pass. But plan is to achieve 100% marks. Okay. Now let me go again. Sorry, not build. Build part is done. Let me go again inside this OS. And now as you can see, this folder has been extracted. So technically, if you go here, okay, so this is the folder. This is a folder where we have extracted our JBoss. So technically, now in this folder, our JBoss, the app server has been installed. Okay, so this thing we know. But copy this path where it's extracted. Okay, why we need this? So in the Docker file, we have to write one more thing here. The thing is, we have to write our environmental name. So they give you have to set your environmental name where is what is your JBoss home direct. So they give this line, they give this keyword, you have to fill it. Or even though as per my memory, I think this line they already give you in the examination, you don't have to worry about. So this line, this file, this line they already give you in the examination. Okay, so this line they already give you, you don't have to check. But if they doesn't give you, you can go and fill it. How to know? Just go inside the OS, just go and check everything, dot everything, because this is a path, F is capital. Check it. So env is environment variable, and here we'll mention JBoss underscore home is my variable name, and this let's know what is the location of your of your folder where JBoss has been installed. So most things is already filled Some of the things we have to fill, what to do, from where to copy. Okay, you have to extract. Some of the things you should know logically, and most of the things they give you in the questions paper also, where you find which base image to use. All the things, right? So till here it's done. And now in the examination guys, they give you this 2-line pre provided. You don't have to worry about. So there's something about JBoss. They run something JBoss program in the background, and they say after this, whatever you do everything with the power of JBoss user. So this concept I already explained to you, but don't worry. In the examination, this keyword is already there. You don't have to worry about. So these 2 lines is already there in the examination. Okay. And one more thing I would like to tell you about the JBoss. So JBoss is the app server. And typically, guys, JBoss come with 3 different port number. One is 999, I believe. One is 9990, and one is 88. Okay. So JBoss normally come with this 3 port number. So any website you host on the JBoss, they work on port number 8080. Okay, this is called web port. Okay, JBoss has their own internal management portal where they give you graphical screen through which you can go and configure and manage JBoss. It is a JBoss console or JBoss portal. They work on this particular port number, and this is used for some other purpose. So you don't have to worry about. In the examination, in the paper they write, these are the 3 port number JBoss work on. What you have to do, you have to expose. So there's a keyword they give you already. You write expose 8080, expose 99990, or expose this one. So this keyword they give you in the examination, this port number they give you in the question paper. You just go and expose these 3 things. Okay. Now, because JBoss come with their own management port, so if anybody hit to this port number, okay, port number, they will ask the login and password to login. That is called admin login and the password. So guys, whenever you configure JBoss first time, you have to create this admin username and the password. For this, we have some big command. You don't have to memorize this command, but you should know how to create this. How to create? We have to use a run command. Run command will help to create. And the command that you use to create is this one. Again, that you don't have to memorize this command. They give this command to you. You just copy and paste it. So they give you this command to you. Okay. So here, this command, they create a user called admin and they give this password. But what guys, login and password they give you, technically I'm talking about what a command they give you, you do as it is, copy paste. But only remember one thing, here, where my JBoss told in this folder, your path should be this one, because in the path they have bin folder and they give this. So just remember this thing, this path should be equal to this path, even though in the paper they give you right path. But even though I suggest just go and check, okay, what a path you're writing here, where this command located, it should be same path where you install JBoss. So what this command will do, it will create a username and password, whatever they give in the exam. So this command they give you in the exam. So I told you guys multiple times you have to copy paste here and there. That's what I am doing here. Okay. So I think finally it's done. One more last thing, because JBoss is server, and for server you have to start the service, and starting service you have to run a big command, and that big command they give you in the examination. Okay. So obviously how to run the command, CMD. Because you know about difference, run in CMD. I want as soon my container start, my server start, and if you want to run the server start, you run the server command. So when you run the container, that's called runtime. Which command to run, you to put in the CMD. And this is the big command you have to use. Okay. And paste. But in the examination, they don't give you command in this format. They give you one single command, but you should know in the CMD, normally you give the list. Everything put in the double quote, then comma, option, then comma, this number, then comma, this argument, then comma, this number. Okay. And don't give any extra space. You give the space, might not work. If you give the space here, it might not work. So they give one single string as a command. This command they give you, but in the CMD, you guys know we have to provide a list. Normally, without list also they might work, but here this is a list. So every argument, every command option you have to put in one item, comma, next item, and comma. So good thing about the examination, all those keywords they give you their own. All those command, path, everything they give you in the question paper. But they actually not checking your skills of JBoss. They are trying to check the skills that you know about Dockerfile or not, which things to do where, right? They just wanted to check this skill on. Okay. So that's all I think. Let me check if I missed something here. Might not. Or they might be give some more command pre-created to change the permission owner. So some more commands they might put there, so you don't have to worry about. So don't change. So any command they give you pre-created, like CS mode, CH on, like this line, don't touch. Okay, what are they asked to fill? That is very clearly explained in the question paper. Just go and fill that part on. Okay, so this is your final answer. So how to check this is working or not? So pretty simple. Pretty simple. I will run this file. I create a new image. But here in the examples, they're very clear. They give the image name also. You have to create the image with this name also. Don't change the name, otherwise you done everything fine, but you might get 0 marks in this question. So I think they give you example image name maybe web app colon v1 something, or maybe latest. So they give you a very clear instruction that your final image that you're going to create should have this name only. Okay, and they are very clear. This image you have to create in your local host. So guys, by default nature, you don't do anything else. By default, when you create an image, it always stored in your local repository only. So don't do any change. This is by default nature. Just you have to give your image name and the tag or the version name. In this case, latest or whatever they give to you. And don't you know, guys, it is the current folder we have a Docker file. Okay, so if I run this, new image create with this name. So that this is the solution of question number 1. You can use podman command and check this image created or not. So you can say by default localhost only. That's what they say in the examination. Don't change anything. This image created. Okay, so that is the reason, guys, this question is big because a lot of things they put in the question paper, but you should know now. You don't have to read entire question. You know which part to pick. Just focus on those part, pick those things, and put in the Docker file. After question, guys, mostly in every question, guys, okay, they give you a half-page detailed discussion how to test your answer. So they give you, if you want to test, it is not compulsory, but if you want to test yourself, if you want to test yourself, whatever you have done is working properly or not. Okay, so read this. They give you some command to test, some URL to test. Just go and test by yourself. For example, in this question, they ask you if you want to test this particular image. So do one thing, launch your own container with IT. Okay, and give your app name, latest. Okay, just run this and run this on port number 8080 because this is the by default web port. Written examination, this is the port number. Sorry, port number where JBoss put their web application. So they give this command somewhere in the testing. So you can run this part to test, and I highly recommend test it. So you're very clear that whatever you've done is working properly. Technically, when I run the Docker file, it's look good, but maybe some part we might miss. So I highly suggest test in this. Okay. Even though I suggest test 2 things here. Okay. Also check one more port number 9990. This is the by default port number of management. They give in the examination this is a port number, so just test also both the ports. Okay. So in my case, this error come up because in my local system, I have one service running this called Jenkins. Let me stop. So Jenkins conflict with this. Obviously in the examination, you won't see this error. Is there in my laptop. Sorry, let me run this program again. Okay. And here guys, they are very clear. Now you understand guys, I had some mistakes here. I think there's a mistake in my path. Obviously here, my path is not this one. Okay. So testing is always good. It will give you clarity what part you have missed. So my path is wrong. Again, let me build because I changed the Docker file. I have to again rebuild with the same name. Don't change the name of your image. Okay. And so guys here, when you see this message coming, technically, it means my JBoss is running. Okay. And now if you see this message, this port number started listening. Okay. So it normally means your JBoss service running fine. There's no SS red marks come up. Everything is working fine. And why this screen output come in my screen? Because I run IT. If I put D here, everything come in the background. So very harder to see what is going on. So I put DIT, I put IT so I can see what is going on in the screen. Plus I can open my browser in my laptop here. This browser. I open one new extra tab. So in one tab, guys, my question paper is there. Paper is there. I suggest don't click some. They give you some URL to test your web server website. So don't click. Sometimes go back is very harder. Sometimes this is also not work in some of the scenario. In this paper only, I suggest manually open this, copy this URL, paste the URL here and test. Okay. So how can you test? So you guys know your IP address. Even though you don't know your IP because everything is delivered locally. So I can write my local IP also. And if I write 8080, okay, so you can use local IP. You don't have to remember your IP or check your IP, even though you can check. But everything is running on local host only or working local system. If you run this, and if you see this kind of page, Wildfly or maybe JBoss come up, it means everything is working good. Or some proper output come up working good. But if you run port number 9990, there's a management port number of JBoss. Automatically, you see guys, one pop-up will come. And here you have to give your username admin and password, whatever you have pasted there. So in my case, the password I put here is admin A capital 70365. Admin A capital 70365. So if you see this is login, some kind of this page come up. This is the JBoss Intel piece to manage your application. Okay, of the JBoss. So this page come up. It means this step is also done successfully because guys, finally in the examination, they don't check your Docker file. They also launch your image with the same name. They also try to log in with some script to a portal. Everything they're going to check with the same password. And if everything work, then they score and give the mark. Okay. And one more thing, guys, important thing I want to tell you about the Red Hat examination. They haven't posted this thing anywhere in the world, but based upon my experience, okay, in this examination, you done this part, you done this part, you done this part, everything is working good. But if you miss one small part and they are testing that part, but you haven't done this part, so they give entire question mark 0. So 99% cases, guys, okay, if you miss one of the part or small part, if they also testing all those part, if you miss those part, they give entire marks 0 in this question. So either you attempt this question fully bit to bit as it is they wanted to do, or don't attempt it. Okay, in both the cases, either get full marks or 0 marks. So not always. In some scenario they give you a half portion also, depend upon question to question. But here, this kind of scenario, they will test fully. Okay, so keep this thing also in your mind. But in my case, I tested here. After tested, you can do Control C to stop. Okay, because I'm running in my foreground because I want to use D here. Okay, so this is the final question. If you do this question in this approach, okay, you will get 100% marks in this question. Okay, so first question is done. Okay, so anybody till here? Okay, don't ask me anything else. Till here, any doubt in question number 1 plus my other explanation? If you have any doubt till here, you guys can put in the Q&A. Don't ask me anything else. Only till here. Yes, Milind, guys, one interesting thing in the and thanks Milind for this information. Okay, in the examination, they might give you software not in tar format. They might give you an zip format, zip zip format. Okay, either they give you software in this format or either they give software in zip format. If they give you software in tar format, okay, in tar format, so to untar, this is the command to use. But if they give you software in zip format, okay, so what I'm doing here, and I believe in the examination they give you in zip format only, so nothing to do else. So whatever file name they give you as it is, give the path file name, maybe something like this. Do actually same, but only okay. If you want to unzip, the command tar don't work here. For unzip, the command is not tar, is unzip. Okay, so let me comment this line. So just go and check yourself this in come tar format. If this is the case, use this command. If they come in zip format, use this unzip command. Okay, 99.9% they ask you in zip format. Okay, 99.9%, but just practice, keep these both the thing in your mind. Okay, whatever the format they come up, accordingly you have to use the command. Okay, thank you Mirin for this information. I think you are absolutely right. They might ask you in zip format. No, Subham, there is no meaning of container tag. We have to give the tag in the image, so they are very clear. They are very clear. Okay, when you build this image, what tag name they have to use? Latest, V1, something dot something. Okay, so whatever they ask, just after colon, use this. Okay. No, Ajay, this command they don't give you guys in the examination. Okay, so this tar command they don't give the examination. Unzip command they don't give in the examination because this is a very common command of Linux. So they feel as a Linux user, you should know this basic command. So they don't give this command. You should remember this command. Unzip command, you should remember this command also. They give this command, but yeah, they will give this big command of JBoss and how to run JBoss. They will give this command also. Moving passing marks is 210, 70% to have it. And guys, in this exam, this is the biggest question, most complex question, even though this type of question we have already discussed in some of my class. So I think it is a one quick revision for you. Revision for you. But interesting thing is almost everything they give in the examination, you have to just fill it. So there's also one interesting thing in the exam prospect. So guys, what you need for the examination, how you set up for the examination, All the things is little bit a management perspective. So when you register for the exam date, Reddit mail you and they explain you every bit of it. Okay, and they also give you some testing link. You just go and test there. So you can do by yourself. Otherwise, you can put in your respective group. Somebody definitely help you from a volunteer team or somebody else. So I don't want to invest our time there. Rahul, yes, you can use entry point keyword also, but here in the examination they give you very clearly the CMD keyword, so you have to use CMD keyword only. So you don't have to use entry point. Meet. Can I use full path instead of dot dot slash dot dot? I believe Meet. I don't remember. I think according to my memory in this examination, when I used full path, that was not working due to some kind of relative path reasons, or maybe some working path reason. I don't know why. I can't say yes or no right now, mate. You can try. Instead, you give the dot dot like this. You can try with full path also. It might work, but if not work there, so this is the way you can try. Okay, this is the way you can try. But in any of the case, this is also not working. So last trick you can use is, guys, wherever this software is, go to this folder, go to this folder, and copy here. Copy in the kind of this. So where the Docker file is, copy in the same location. Now, if you do so, you don't have to use dot dot. You can actually use your file name that normally you use. It also works. Okay, this is a final gateway result. Don't try in the first attempt. First try the way I explained to you, but if not properly copying, they are saying we don't able to get the path. Okay, then try this attempt. So this is the last attempt you can do. It will always work, but first try with full path or this dot dot approach. Then try in the last. I think this will work, so you don't have to worry about. Okay. Path, there is no way to forget the command. There is no command here to forget. Everything they give you in the examination, but if you say I forget CD command, VIM command, or tar command, so I don't think so you will forget these things, because this is a very commonly used command in our Linux operating system. Or if you think you forget this thing, you can practice now because it is just an exam boot camp. You can practice this thing multiple times. Industrial use case for MongoDB, Umesh, I think you should know we are into the DO 180 bootcamp. So why are you asking me MongoDB use case? So, so I believe, guys, there's a lot of questions here, but it's very basic things. The way I can see the what you're asking. So I think you practice this, almost your query will be solved. What if the network issue in middle of the exam, say for 30 seconds to 1 minute? You guys, it is purely based on the proctor decision. So they have an entire right, okay, to cancel the examination, or to give a re-attempt in the examination, or to continue with the examination. So this thing is has entire rights on the proctor. So depend upon the proctor, they take the decision. Okay, we can convince them this is a pure network issue. If they feel it is very genuine, they will continue for the examination. Sometimes they also give you some minute extra, or 1 minute, 2 minute, how much time that is down. Okay, but sometimes they will cancel, sometimes they will give you free reattempt. So these are the very common scenario they do in the examination. Okay. Reason behind the list of CMD, guys, this is actually Siraj, this is a syntax of CMD. Normally the command is bigger with multiple options. So CMD normally take the bigger command in the list format. You can give in the string format also, but in some of the cases it might not work. But if you give in the list format in the CMD, it always works, because this is the way CMD works. No, Mohammed, you can't run CMD in any of the order. You can run CMD is where to give the command, right? Command, obviously you have to first option then value, then option the value. So obviously what the command they give you examination, the same order just type in the CMD. Okay, so yes, JBoss home env is already there in the question, guys. So I can say in one simple way, all the keyword that you see here, env, expose, run, is there in the examination. Plus some of the keyword like launch, background to JBoss is also there in the examination. Okay, but some more thing you have to fill. For example, port number you have to fill. Okay, this command you have to fill, or this command you have to fill, where to copy you have to fill, which image to use to fill, and plus this big command you have to fill. But all this information they give you in the question paper, so you can go there, copy paste and do things. Okay, so that's all, guys, about the question number 1. And we have tested also. Okay, so I'm sharing, guys, this file to you. Or here you can go and check and do the things. Right now, question number 2, guys, is based on the first question. So if you open the first question again, you go back, click on the question number 2, and so they are very clear. Again, in your workspace they give you one more folder. Let's say folder name is app deploy underscore ws, some name they give you. So they are very clear. This is a folder name they give you. They give you this entire path, and they said this is a path we have give to you, and here you have to solve something. Okay, and this is a very simple question actually. Okay, you know what they here give to you? Here they give you 3 different files or 3 different scripts. Okay, so this script may be something like this: deploy container.sh. So they give this script already created with some script name, with some multiple comments. Okay, then then they make this script already executable. When you do ls, you might see that script this in X or in green color. So these things they give you. You don't have to do it, but yeah, obviously for practicing in your laptop for exam scenario, you obviously have to practice. Okay, just you have to also do this thing right now in your laptop for practice, but in the examination they give. But what they ask you like this, they give you 3 script, empty script with some comments. So what they ask you in the examination, this question is look very big, but very simple. So what they ask you in the examination, they say in the examination that in the last question, the image that you have created, you have to create a script. So as soon as we run the script, automatically from this image, your container will deploy. That's all. So technically, they are asking very simple thing. You have to run the container. How? Obviously with Podman. How? By this kind of command. So they're trying to check this command. That's all. So this is a very simple command we know. So you have to just go inside the script and they put this command over here. That's all. So either type again, or because we already done this command already, so I can copy and paste. 1 minute. But here, guys, they have a specific requirement. So they are very clear. They say you have to run the image in demonized mode. So in the question paper, guys, they write to you very clearly what the requirement is. But I highly recommend, because this question is very big, the summary of this question, guys, they give you in this script, in this commenting area. Yeah. So they write very clearly, run this script in detached mode or demonized mode. Technically, they will write here in background. So for this particular question, guys, just go and read this entire 2 or 3 page of this big question over here. Don't do. Okay. For this particular question, guys, I'm talking only for this question only. Open this script and here 4 10 lines they give you, and they give you entire description of this question. Here one of the description is -D to use. Okay, and they also write here you have to create a container with some name. Let's say they give the container name maybe web container one, some name they give you. So you have to write here my container name is web container one. Just give exact same name, copy and paste here if you want. Here they also give you in a container there's 3 ports you have. Okay, and do a netting of this port, and they're very clear. Port number 8080 you have to net with port number 280 80 something like this. So technically you have to do something like this. So main port is 8080, they're running inside the container, but your host port would be 28080. Okay, so maybe 2 or 1 something they write here. Okay, they write here the port number 99990 would be net to 12990, something like this. Okay, so so maybe this one also they write 1280 something like that. So whatever number they give you, you don't have to memorize. They are very clear in the examination. So accordingly you type. Okay, there's one more port, guys, we already exposed. So they might write here your port number 99999 will be exposed with the port number called 12999. They write in this way one more time. So anybody come on my system on this port, it will be dedicated to 999. Okay, so they write this information and they say this is the image you created, use this image. So something like this they write here. I think there might be some more information, but you know those information you put. But this is the main thing they ask you in the paper. Summary would be written here. So based on summary, just go here very quickly, type this, copy paste also, and save the file. That's all. So question number 2 is done. But the question guys come with 3 options. First, they ask you to create this file. Then they give you one more file. The file name is stop something.sh. This skip also they have given you. Don't change anything here. With again a lot of comments. Here they describe the summary of your question here. This file also they give you pre-executable. Okay. And what they write here? They write here that whatever container you you created in the last question, if you want to stop this container, so how to do? So because we know the container name. Okay, so just go here in this file, obviously, stop, and you know how to stop, format, stop, and your container name. Okay, so something like this, they ask you to write in the script, so it will stop your content. Okay, so do this. And one thing they ask you something like this. So let me copy this file, and they say to delete some name they give you in the paper. They are very clear which file to do what. Okay, and here in this file they ask you, okay, what container you have created, this container should be removed. Okay, permanently. Something like this. Okay, so they ask you to delete this container permanently. So maybe this container may be running, so -S means forcefully delete. Okay, do this. Or maybe one question they might ask you, that they say you have image already created, you have to delete the image also. So you know Portman -RMI is a command to delete the image. So if you ask, you can do it. But I think according to the things that I remember, so these are the 4 basic things they ask you to do here. Okay, so let me open this file. You just type this. That's all. You type this. Don't create this file. Don't rename this file. Just go and type. Okay, just type these things there. Okay, and in this file, okay, and this. But these are very simple question based upon the instruction. Maybe small changes you might find there, but as per your current knowledge, whatever they ask is they are very clear. How to check? Very straightforward. So if you run the podman -ps, you will find none of the content is running. So if you run this file with /, this is the way normally we run the script in the current folder. There's no space. If you hit enter, there's no error come up, and you will see content starts. And the content start, you can go and hit on this port number to check everything working or not. So you can go to local system. Okay, means the same system, and check. So if you hit on port number 12080, this page come up. This is good. We check of 990. This will come up again. They pop up with login and password. Give the login and password to login and check and something else. Okay, but if you run my next script, what you see, guys, port stops, but it is there, it's still there in the background with the name I have given. Okay, but if you run this script, no error come up. But again, if you go in the background, we'll see that port with this name is permanently deleted. Okay, this so very simple question, very big questions. It look very big. Okay, but if you try to read this, it's very simple. Even though I suggest don't read also, just go and check. Very high level. Come to this folder, this script they give to you. Open the file, read the comments here, and accordingly perform it. So it saves lots of time. If you go to the questions, it might take 15 minutes to understand. But if you come here, those 15 minutes save, and this comments will directly conclude what to do. Okay, so this is the question number second. You have to perform. Okay, so again, any doubt in this question, guys? If you have, you guys can ask. No, Ratim, you don't need any sudo command in the port because right now I'm doing everything with the root power. In the examination, they give you some user called Desktop or Vimal. But what a user they give you? They give a power, extra power to the port. Okay, so in your case, in your right now, you can practice everything with the root only. Okay, but don't focus more on root or other user. So they give you power. So technically, in the examination, you don't need to use sudo command. Okay, directly run it the way I am running right now. No, Aparna, I told you, you don't have to create these files. So this folder path they give in the examination. In this folder, this script they give in the examination with the file, everything they give you. You just open the file and type your command. That's all. Obviously, in your laptop for practice right now, you have to do everything by yourself just for practice, but in the examination, you don't require. Okay. Okay. Yes, Anudeep, guys, there is one more possibility in the examination. They ask you, Anudeep, I highly appreciate what you have posted here. This is also one of the things they ask you, maybe in this question or maybe other question, but let me tell you in this question only. Guys, they might be possibility instead of the stop option, they ask you that when you run this deploy, okay, automatically your container start. Okay, but this container running in the background. But when this container run, guys, behind the scene, they print lots of data on the console that is known as log. And guys, if you want to print any log of the container, there's logs command, and you should give the container name. This will print the entire log of this container. See here, they print entire log. Here there's line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4. So in the examination, guys, they might ask you, and this mainly they ask you actually, they ask you to print last 10 log file. So how to do this? Nothing special here. Logs command, go to H, see the help. And here you can see tell option. Okay. By default value is 0, means they print all the lines. But you want to only print last 2 lines. So you can type here logs -tell 2, only last 2 lines, 1 or 2 lines they print. But in the examination, they ask you to print 10 lines. You can put this. So 10 line they will print for you. So what I mean by this, can you hold for a second? So technically, guys, this is the one question they asked you. So thank you very much, Anudeep. That's what I'm trying to memorize. I think this might ask you, but technically might not. Actual question they ask you to print logs. So let me rename this file. You don't have to rename. In the examination they give you already. Okay. And you have to just type this line or this command in this file. So instead of this line, that's all. So this file, again, I'm repeating, is they give you here also instruction, they give you what they're asking. You just type this command over here. So this is the answer of this question. Okay. So in this file, they give you three things to do. If you run the delete, they will delete the entire container. Okay. If you deploy, they launch the container. If you run logs, they show you last 10 lines, whatever they're running right now, because Packard is still running. You can see last 10 lines. And again, if you run delete, they delete. So this also gets good way to test the thing. Okay. So this is what they asked you in the exams. Okay. So no, we don't have to use chmod command Ajay to do it. They give you a script recreated with executable power. I use chmod because this file I created. So for practice, you can also run chmod command in your laptop, but in examination, you don't have to use chmod command to make it executable. How to filter necessary from your container? Dipadya, this is one of the questions they ask you in my further question. I will explain you in that part only. Why to use dot slash, guys? If you have any script in your current folder and you want to run a script, this is the way to type. Dot slash means current folder, and slash means the path of the script. So if your script is not there in the path and you are there in that folder to run the script, this is the way we run. Kaustubh, if your script becomes swappable, swap file, don't worry, even though they run. Swap issue is only come when you open editor file. You can remove it, but there is no challenge in running. Okay, so I think this is again very clear to you. But so guys, let's do till here only today. I need one more day to explain remaining around 5 more questions. Now it won't take much time. First question was bigger and the exam scenario is also bigger. So I explain those concepts to you. Okay. So I think one more class I need to complete this bootcamp till date. Practice till here. Okay. Remaining question, guys, would be 2 more on Podman. I just tell very high level, give you a scenario. Next question, guys, would be something like this. They ask you to launch a database server, something like MySQL. with the Podman. And next thing, they ask you app server like web WordPress, okay, with the Podman. So both the practical we have seen already in our classes. So this is the question number third. This is the question number fourth. Okay, something like this. And then remaining three would be on OpenShift. Okay, again, same thing. They also give one database there to launch the database in the OpenShift. With again, instead of Podman, we can use OC command there in some project, obviously. And database would be anything. In this case, I think they ask you about Postgres SQL, but doesn't matter. They give the image name, we can launch the way we launch. And they give you one app there, like WordPress. They give some app in some language, it doesn't matter. So we go and launch this app with OC command. Okay, the way we normally do in Podman also. Okay, and one thing again, they do something, the way I have done this last question here. They give some script and ask you to run OC command to filter some containers and print some containers, something like this. We'll see. So something, guys, they give you. This question, guys, is based on template. So they give you pre-create template. They already give you installed template. You have to just run the template. So simple, one simple command, it will done for you. So in my next class, guys, I will explain to you. But why I'm giving this information to you, so that if you open your book and you see anything about MySQL or WordPress or template or OC command, just try to practice those things. So in my next class, you understand more easily and more quickly. So, but in next class, we'll complete this entire bootcamp. So, guys, I'm trying to explain every bit of the examination. Plan is again same. We have to pass with 100% score. Okay. So that's all, guys, for today. And see you guys in the next class. Bye. Take care, guys. All the best.